Hey everyone, and welcome to my first ever Vlogmas 2025. I've been thinking about this for a couple months and I'm shocked that it's finally time to make these, but also very excited. So many of the YouTubers I watch do Vlogmas most years, and so I love watching theirs, so I really wanted to try my own take on it. So that's what we're starting today. If you haven't heard of Vlogmas before, it's kind of this YouTube tradition where people will vlog most days in December as kind of like a countdown to Christmas or like a advent calendar, or just something extra to watch to get you in the festive spirit or just keep you company. Mostly people vlog just their daily lives, but I'm going to put like a crafty spin on it. We're going to try crocheting or some sort of crafting every day. I'm planning on doing a lot of crochet. I have a lot of works in progress I really want to work on and get finished. I have some knitting I want to do as well. We recently bought a Christmas tree and it's quite a lot bigger than we were expecting, so there's not a lot on it. It actually doesn't look too bad. Like, I've managed to fill it out with some tinsel and lights and stuff, but yeah, it's looking pretty bare in terms of actual decorations, so I love to make my own. I'd love to try and crochet or make one a day, possibly. We'll see. That is one of my goals for the month. I also have a lot of Christmas presents I want to make. I want to make my boyfriend something and both of my parents, so that's 3 presents I need to make already, and then I need another one for 2 weeks time for a friend's kind of Christmas that I'm going to, that I need a Secret Santa gift for as well. I have no idea what I'm making for any of them, so we're gonna figure that out over the month. Also, halfway through the month I am going to head to Australia to see my family and spend Christmas with them, so that is also on the cards as well. It's gonna be a very busy month, but it's gonna be a lot of fun, so I want to bring you guys along. If you don't know, I live in New Zealand, so I put this on because I didn't know what else was kind of like a cozy thing to put on the TV, but it's actually already really warm today and this is not helping. The image of a fire in the background is making me feel really, really warm, so I'm going to turn that off really soon. The weather is really lovely today, so we're going to head out kind of soon. We have some kind of random things on the agenda for this morning. I found a matcha pop-up from a matcha brand in Wellington, and they're doing a collab with someone else who's making some traditional like Japanese desserts. Taiyaki, if anyone has heard of them. Kind of like a, I'm going to butcher the explanation of this because I don't exactly know, but it's like a pancake batter, and you kind of fill it with a filling, usually red beans, like a sweet red bean paste, or often you see custard or sometimes chocolate. So we're going to head down there and maybe get some of them, which sounded quite fun. And then quite randomly, we're going to go to the waterfront, and New Zealand is finally getting its first ever IKEA, which is so exciting. Unfortunately, the IKEA is in Auckland and I live in Wellington, so we're not actually going to get to go to the store. They're kind of doing a celebration around the opening, so they're doing a pop-up. You can't even buy any of the items, but I think it's just like a display of some of the stuff we have. I don't know. It sounded kind of interesting, so we're going to go to the waterfront and check that out. Yeah, so that's what's in the agenda today. I do have a bit of work I need to do this afternoon, but hopefully I can smash that out and we can crochet something for the tree perhaps, and maybe work on one of my works in progress. That sounds like a pretty good day to me, to be honest. My boyfriend is literally just waiting for me to film this intro, and then we're gonna head out. So let's go do it, shall we?
feel like this is kind of a strange angle, but we're gonna work with it. That was a nice morning out. We went and got some coffee and the matcha, as you saw. We also went to the IKEA pop-up, but it wasn't really, it was a little bit less than what I was expecting. I don't know what I was expecting, but there just wasn't much in there. There also just wasn't many people there, which is, I was expecting there to be way more people. But yeah, there was like only a handful of actual products in there that you could see. Anyway, just kind of random, but it was still fun. I got an IKEA bag, which I really don't need. We actually have to move house kind of soon, so I figured this is probably a good thing to have to move house, a nice like sturdy bag. So where we got coffee is one of my favorite cafes in Wellington. It's sort of Japanese inspired, and they also have a Japanese homewares like store attached to the little cafe. I just love looking at all their stuff. It's so nice. That's like my perfect aesthetic. But we got a mug. We have a few of these mugs already, but they're just like the perfect size, and I just love the shape. They had a Black Friday deal on this, particularly the purple one. So yes, we got a little mug, which I'm very pleased with. We now got 3 of them, so it's very good. I actually got an Etsy order while I was out. I scheduled a Black Friday kind of sale last night, just for fun. Got an order for a couple pairs of earrings. One pair of earrings I've already made, and then the other pair I do need to make, but they're quite small. So I figured we could make them, and then maybe we can make some Christmas decorations. This is the pair of earrings that they ordered. So just a little blue and green pair. So obviously they still need jewelry attached, but I'll do that at some point. So very cute. And then the other pair of earrings that they ordered is just a little pair of daisy chain earrings. So they should be pretty quick and easy to make. If you're interested, my sale will still be running by the time this video comes out. I am filming this a couple days in advance, but this, my Black Friday sale will still be going. I scheduled it for a full week. If you'd like to check it out, I'll put it down in the description. Oh, I also forgot something else. Just for fun to track the days, I got an advent calendar. I really wanted to get a like crafty one, but either I can't find any like in store. Obviously, I don't know, a crafty advent calendar is kind of a niche thing, so I'd have to have ordered it online, and I didn't really think of it early enough. We got this one. We've only had Tony Chocolate in New Zealand for maybe a year or 2. Yeah, I thought it was a Kiwi brand, but I think it's actually from the Netherlands, so that's cool. I also expected it to be like lots of different flavors, and I thought it would be fun to see what flavor we get each day, but I think it's literally just like the milk chocolate and the caramel options. I don't think there are any other flavors. But yeah, let's find number 1, if I can find number 1. Oh, there it is. I'm not quite sure how to open these. Cute little package. All right, I'm gonna make myself a coffee, and then we're gonna have a treat and make some earrings. Okay, I'm gonna get to crocheting some little flowers. These are gonna be 2 tiers, so I'm gonna need 4 little flowers. They should be pretty quick. I actually might time myself to see how quick I can get them done, just to get myself in the headspace. Just in case you're new to my channel, I do micro crochet, and these are my, these are called top stitch threads by the brand Gutermann. So they're just like a little bit of a thicker thread than what a sewing thread is. And I crochet them with a 0.6mm crochet hook. I'm gonna get started, and then I am gonna do a little bit of work. I'm going to put some YouTube on in the background, so I'm just gonna put some music over this. So enjoy. done. Cute. 41 minutes with breaks. It is now 3 o'clock. Can you even see that? I can barely even see that. It's now 3 o'clock. I'm just going to trim the ends off these and then I'm gonna go do maybe an hour of work. I have every month I make a tutorial on earring designs on my Patreon, and I have a few things left to do for the one for December, and I want to get that out as early as possible. So I'm gonna go work on that for an hour, and then we can make a decoration for the tree, perhaps. Probably nothing too intricate, but yeah, I really want to make something. Really want to try and make one every day. So I think we can do that this afternoon before we finish off this vlog. Okay, I finished editing for the day. Well, I finished editing my tutorial for the day. I still need to edit this video at the end of the day, but that's a separate issue. I only got through half the video, but I will hopefully finish the rest of it tomorrow if, I mean, I spent 45 minutes on it and got halfway through, so if I spend another 45 minutes on it tomorrow, hopefully that will be it finished. I can't spend too long editing at a time. It just makes me really sleepy for some reason. I don't know why. Oh, I should actually show you what I made for the tutorial. I'd really like to not live next to an airport. The amount of time I spend waiting for planes to pass. Okay, this is the little guy I made in my tutorial. Isn't he cute? A little Christmas tree. I left the eye pin a little bit long. It's he's hanging a bit low on the eye pin, but that's fine. I hadn't tried an ombre one before, so that was really fun. I thought that worked quite well. I am now going to go make some decorations. I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to make, but I actually might see if I can make a bigger size of this little guy, and see if I can make a little Christmas tree. I might make a red one, just because I don't think the green is going to stand out on the tree very well, and a lot of my other decorations are red, so I think a red one could be fun, and I haven't tried it in bigger yarn, and I would really like to see if it works in bigger yarn, so we're going to try that. It is now 4:15, so we've still got quite a lot of afternoon left, so let's see if we can make a little Christmas tree. Maybe I could even make 2? Let's aim for 1. I should just aim for 1. Let's stick with 1 for now. I think I'm going to stick with cotton yarn just because that's what I have the most of, and I think that would be the best. This is another project I will talk about another day when we get to our works in progress. We're just going to leave that there for now. I'm just going to pull out my reds and see what we've got in here. I have a lot of stuff. I'll pull out the greens as well and see what we've got going on. Oh, it's all tangled. Because we do have this kind of a green, which is quite a lot thicker. But yeah, see, you're just not going to see any decoration that looks like that on the tree. Like, I think a green one would be cute, but you're just not going to see it. Do you have like a very light green? That one you would see very easily, so that one might be alright. I've got this nice red as well. I think that's about all I've got. I've also got like minty greens, but I don't think those are really the vibe. Yeah, I don't think those are... I mean, maybe they're not bad. I think I want to make a red one, and then maybe later on we can try a green one. The question is, do I want to make it different colors? Because the one I just showed you, it was kind of ombre. It was different colors on each level. I just don't know if I have enough reds to achieve that, because these are my only like reddish colors, and this one's like pretty much purple. Like, that's not really red, so it would be these three, which aren't really speaking to me that much. The other idea I had was that I would put sandwich like green with it as well. Have like a red layer and then a green layer and then a red layer maybe, but that doesn't really appeal to me either. And I just worry if all of the layers are the same color, they're not going to stand out that well. That would look nice. It would look nice. I'm also not sure what to do for the actual decoration parts because all of the sort of glittery thread I have is really tiny. Although I do have although I do have Gutermann thread. Not Gutermann, sorry. I do have DMC thread. Actually, that's not bad. Maybe I can use that. Okay, I think we have a plan. I'm just gonna make it out of this, see how it goes, and add this as a decoration. And if it doesn't go well, it doesn't go well. It's fine. Okay, let's go. Alright, so I've never made this design in regular yarn before, and she's gonna need a little bit of love. I think as a micro crochet piece it works like all squashed together, but in regular yarn I think the pieces are just too big and kind of floppy, and it's just gonna look like this. So I'm gonna try and put it on a piece of string or something and kind of knot it so that they're a little bit further apart, so it kind of elongates it a bit, and we'll see how it goes. Something like that. Not too bad.
What's that? Was it the very top of this hill? Let me delete some of these trees. These buildings down with no consequence. Alright, there we go. Our tiny little Christmas tree. I was gonna add decorations to it, but I kind of like it as is. I think it's kind of cute and just adds a little bit more color to the tree. And especially since most of the decorations are already red anyway, I think this will fit in nicely. It doesn't work quite as well in just yarn as it does with my threads. My threads have a lot of structure, so they kind of hold themselves up a little better, whereas the yarn is a little bit more flexible, so it is still holding its shape well, but it just doesn't flare itself out as nicely as the threads. I did add an extra round of crochet than what I do in my threads, so it does add a little bit more structure, but yeah, I really like the little star. The little star is really cute. Yeah, I think this is good. Alright, let's add this to our Christmas tree, and then I might wrap up the day one of Vlogmas. I'm not quite sure where to put it. It's actually quite long. There you go. A little Christmas tree for the Christmas tree. It's not my favorite decoration, but I think it still adds a bit of color to the tree, so I think it's cute. All right, well, I think I'm gonna call the video here. I think that was a pretty successful first day of Vlogmas. We made some earrings, we made a Christmas decoration, which you
can't even see. And we got a nice morning out in the city. I really hope you enjoyed. If you would like to make the little Christmas tree pattern that I made in this video, that will be up on my Patreon on the day that this releases as well, on the 1st of December. So if you're interested, I'll link that down below. Speaking of Patreon, I'd love to give a big shout out to my Patreons. Thank you so much for the support. If you'd like to join us over there, I do release monthly tutorials of earrings in micro crochet. I also release a lot of things about color palette inspiration and color palette challenges, and a lot of background behind the scenes of what I've been working on. I post blogs every couple of weeks. If that sounds interesting to you, I will leave that linked down in the description. I had a lot of fun today and I'm really looking forward to future days. It's a little bit daunting going off and editing all of this footage. I filmed a little bit more today than I expected, but yeah, hopefully I can continue that on for future days. But yeah, I've never been able to say this in a YouTube video before, but I will see you all tomorrow. All right, bye guys.